Welcome to episode 7 of the A Strings podcast.
I'm Adam.
I'm Andrew.
Let's get this thing going. Let's go!
We're episode 7 into the podcast
Yes.
series. And what I'm a little bit wary of is that I don't want this to be a weekly moan.
No.
And self-pity and the world's against us, because generally I think we're quite a happy bunch, and we try to always look on the positive side of things, and there are positive sides of things to take from some of the things that have happened so far this year. Like I say, we're only about 7 or 8 weeks into the year, and it kind of feels like we've been stood in the middle of a field while a farmer's kind of been going past with his fertilizer spray.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like we've been doused in it this year.
Yeah.
So
In the middle of a dodgeball tournament.
Yeah.
And you're on neither team.
yeah. Yeah.
Balls everywhere. To get into the nitty gritty, shall we do some news? Let everyone know.
Let's do news. Let's Before
And-
we get too self-involved and absorbed, let's talk about other people.
Yeah, before we do the next hour about ourselves.
So, this is the news.
So we finally had the studio series of amps from Marshall into the shop.
Yes, and they're beautiful. They look beautiful. I haven't even plugged one in yet. I know that you've tried some. Surely.
Yes, so we've had the Plexi combo and head and cab.
That came in towards the end of last week when we rearranged all the Marshall. And to be fair, we've got an absolutely stunning range of Marshall gear at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've got
in stock.
Yeah, apart from sort of hand-wired stuff, we've got...
Never happy.
No.
I'm constantly trying to please you, and you're always, we haven't got this and we haven't got that. Why can't you just be happy with what we got for a change?
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
No, you don't.
What I was going to say was...
Why can't you just be happy for once? Cut.
Why can't you just be happy, huh?
I'm going to have some... I'm going to have a custard slice. This isn't part of biscuit news. This is how bad the week is.
Andrew's going to...
We don't endorse brands, really, outside of our work remit.
Mm-hmm.
But Greggs do make a very good custard slice. As do Prince's in Pontypridd. But these particular ones are Greggs. So. Anyway, go on.
So what I was going to say
Yeah.
was that we've pretty much got everything that Marshall do now, I'd say.
Apart from...
No. Up to a certain point, we've pretty much got everything they do. So we've got the MG stuff, the DSL stuff, the Origins, the new studio series. We've got the JTM head, so proper Plexi head. We've got all the code stuff.
4x10, 2x12.
Yep,
No,
the acoustic stuff.
4x10 or
So yeah.
4x12, The new studio stuff. We've been waiting for this since last April. Because that's when we
That's when we
heads
found
up.
out. Yeah.
And we're not very good at keeping secrets, really.
Well, neither did Marshall. They told us back then.
No, they told us back then. But back then, it was meant to be coming out around about September, October time.
Yeah, I thought they were announcing it later that year, but obviously not.
Tell you the interesting thing is that we were talking about these back in January when we were doing the NAMM show. So kind of, as the podcasts have kind of been released, we've talked about things as and when, they've been announced, and now we're starting to see the stuff kind of creep through.
Yeah.
And they're the kind of amps that you just want to see in your music room or your front room or wherever you get to play your guitar.
Yeah.
The JCM 800 looks like a JCM 800 in like the Spinal Tap kind of Stonehenge kind of scene. They look amazing.
Yeah.
Have you plugged it in yet?
So we've tried the 800 and the Plexi. Obviously, the Jubilee we've had.
Yeah. What's the 800 like?
The 800 is the better one of the two, I think, personally. The Plexi is, even on the low wattage setting, is pokey. It's loud. It's it's out there, and it's going to be quite loud for home use. Interestingly, I think it's going to
20 watt is still loud for home.
Oh God, yeah.
But I remember when going back 10 years ago when I was kind of gigging, could never. Always used to have it after using attenuator with my AC30. You wouldn't find a sound engineer out there that would take an AC30.
That was pretty
At full
master
blast.
volume though, wouldn't it? Yeah. So the good thing with even with this 20 watt now, you've got low and high, but on the 800 you've got a master volume as well.
Yeah.
You can put the pre-gain up really, all the way. Same with what we can do with our AC30s now.
JCM
crank
is the
the channel
slash
volume.
sound, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
And loads and loads of other people.
God, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have
The 800 was like the amp of the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to have to try one. That was the one that I really wanted to kind of try. So have we got the combo as well? Or
So we've got the Plexi combo here. I think we're still waiting on an 800
800
combo.
combo. Yeah. Because I think we ordered everything except for the Jubilees because we've got basically the Jubilee combo in. Yeah.
All they've done is added to that series. That's all they've done.
Cool. So that came in, which was a high.
It's been nice to have a bit of warmth and sunshine this week as well.
Warmth and sunshine.
Warmth and sunshine. It does make you just feel better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So it's and to be honest, it hasn't. We thought that the nicer weather and being half term would sort of kill the shop off, but we've had a couple of
decent Saturday today, which is Tuesday.
Yeah, mega day today.
A good day. Yeah, it's award season.
It is award season,
and so relevant to us, I guess. Brit Awards. Well, not relevant to us because
no,
there's naff all
I think
kind of guitar music in there. I think the 1975 won something, didn't they?
Yeah, they won something, but so we looked at all the nominations.
Don't play them on radio too, so
yeah, so we wouldn't know. But yeah, so we looked at all the nominations to see just how many guitar bands or artists were on there. And between 1975 and Arctic Monkeys, I think were the only ones that were sort of guitar bands in quotations.
I used, going back to like from the mid 90s through to 2001 or so, Brit Awards. You're probably with me on this, Tom. That you don't realise it when you're in it, But looking back at it, 95 when you really had the Blur versus Oasis thing. 97 was the really amazing one for me because Mannix, they played Design for Life at the James's guitar, slightly out of tune, but they absolutely ruled the kind of it sounded raw and it looked something special and you wanted to be in that crowd. You had Chumbawamba kind of pouring water over Prescott. You had that was 98, I think, and it's kind of caught, looking at it, it was definitely caught by the zeitgeist that all these award shows are because you get a lot of people who are completely prominent and they are the leaders of their movement at that particular point. But you had proper characters. You had Jarvis,
that was the Michael Jackson thing, wasn't
stage kind of bombing Michael Jackson's Earth Song thing. That was 96, wasn't it? I remember that because it was the day after I was collecting soil samples around Mid Wales for my geography project, and it was it was just dominating the news. How there were little schoolgirls up there in tears because Jarvis had ruined their big moment, kind of thing. But things like that happened, and it looked much more of a exciting kind of dangerous affair. Now you've got everything just seems really diluted. Not just the music, but the characters, and it's
maybe we're just getting old.
I
looked at the list and I knew maybe 3 names.
Well, there's
on
10 years, 9 years between us.
Yeah,
physically, and although which way I still can't grow a beard. I don't know. Yeah. But I've got hair in all the other places, so I haven't got to worry about that. Not my chest. No. There's no characters, it doesn't seem. No one's willing to take a risk. Performances, I don't know. Maybe we're getting old. There's obviously an audience for this music out there, but, there's just...
I mean, they do say it's always cyclical, isn't it? Is that the word?
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that we'll see, some incarnation of guitar bands come back through and around.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to get the sort of that 2000s sort of era again where, people like Marilyn Manson and things like that, where you've got these sort of extremes of people.
Music has kind of gone a bit like politics, though, isn't it? In as much as there's extremes, like people, the metal scene is really, really, it's healthy. Look at all, with regards to the festivals, with regards to my band, when, again, going back to that, my band, when we were playing, we probably wouldn't be able to get a gig now because we were indie rock kind of thing. You know, it was kind of non-offensive, melodic kind of rock.
Yeah.
I think that there's no place for that now, because you've either got to go extreme the one way, where you're kind of doing your singer-songwriter acoustic guitar songs out there, or you go the other side of things, where you're just a heavy band and, you know, you're part of a scene. You know, it just doesn't seem to be, it's not like it used to be, is it?
It's not like it was back in my day.
No. So, yeah, I didn't even bother watching the Brit Awards.
No,
I looked at the results
Neither did
the
I.
day after, and I thought, it means nothing to me. Pink got Lifetime Achievement. Yeah.
She's 21, isn't she?
Apparently, she's been around for 20 years, which in itself is gobsmacking. I think Baby Hit Me One More Time had its 20th anniversary last month, did it, or something? So, you know, Britney Spears has been around for
20 years.
Yeah. I remember, so that must mean that the Blur 13 album has been out for 20 years as well, because I remember buying that around about the same time that came out. And, you know, what's happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really depressed.
So let's go from one award to another.
Oh, just out of significance,
Yes.
we've given Tom a microphone this week. Prove it, Tom.
Hello.
Oh,
So Tom has a microphone because...
I imagine that sounds really creepy on headphones.
yeah.
But anyway.
So Tom has a microphone because Tom has elected to do the top 5 this week.
Okay, brilliant.
So Tom has done it...
Just as well, because I completely forgot.
We were preparing it between us, and Tom was like, do you know what? I'll have a stab at this.
Good.
And so, yeah. Good. No, it'll be good. So Tom will chime in with any funny quips or one-liners that he has, as he usually does.
If we kind of sign to him with big eyes and nod like that, he might say yes.
Agree with us, Tom.
Yeah, agree. So
the Oscars were Sunday just gone.
which are a lot more relevant to us, really.
Yeah,
You know,
it's far
bizarrely.
more relevant to us than the music awards.
Mm.
So Queen and Adam Lambert opened the show.
Yeah,
Did you watch?
I
Or
didn't
did
watch.
you-
I didn't watch live because I
No.
had to be up really early on the Monday morning. So but first thing next morning, I looked, and they won the most Oscars out of everyone, didn't they? They had 4 Oscars, I think.
Right.
But most importantly, Queen opened the show.
Yeah.
And you know, I've seen obviously I follow a lot of Queen and Brian May related kind of groups on Facebook, and they're saying, "Oh, why do they do the 2 obvious kind of ones? Why don't they do something a bit more?" It's the Oscars. You know,
Yeah.
you've got to choose the 2 songs that everybody will know. If you got the luxury of doing 2 songs, if you're going to open a show, you know, and I think they've been doing it long enough in order to choose the right ones. You know, so
Well,
given that We'll Rock You, We're the Champions, people know the songs. They don't know the band in America, I imagine. You know, these songs are played in every football game, you know, ice hockey. You know, they're just the anthems that people probably don't know who wrote them or sang them.
even when I was watching, and I was the same as you, I watched the next day, and We Will Rock You, and they got to the sort of the final sort of cymbal wash of We Will Rock. I was like, Champions, it's got to be next. It's an award show.
Yeah. And then, you know, right at the end of, you know, so you had Glenn Close and, you know, all these, you know, A-listers kind of, you know, waving and clapping. And that's pretty cool to see.
That was my favorite bit, just seeing all these megastars, just seeing how much they are into
Yeah,
it, and
absolutely.
knowing all the words and everything.
Yeah. And then right at the end, Freddie comes up and he's, you know, his massive kind of image on the screen. And for me, that is just amazing. You know, like it's, Interestingly, we've had some customers come into the shop saying, have you seen the film? And you say, yeah. And, you know, you got your opinions on whether you like the film or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a lot of people that are quite precious about it. They kind of say, everyone likes Queen now, don't they? You know, I'd like them since blah, blah, blah.
Oh, there's always that one.
Which
isn't there?
I can kind of understand a little bit, but I think that it's absolutely brilliant that in an age where the Brit Awards are as beige as they were last week, that you've got all these people coming through now that are just they've been exposed to Queen. Amazing.
We are getting far more young guitarists into the shop who have discovered or discovering Queen now than we did, than we do Ed Sheeran now compared to a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's Do you know what I mean? You know, who better than Queen to
Yeah.
kick you off? I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly, on the Ed Sheeran thing, kind of moving on a little bit, unless you want to say anything more about the Oscars.
No.
Loudon are now the Ed Sheeran endorsers.
Yeah, so he snuck over to Loudon. I'm saying snuck over as if it's some sort of thing. He went over to Loudon a little while ago, didn't he? Because we
while they were still active models of the Alex 1E Ed Sheeran, about because you did plus, minus, divide, and multiply.
No, so plus, multiply, and divide.
I don't know.
I don't think there's been a minus yet.
Mathematic, aren't they?
That's next then. Obviously.
So, earlier last year, we were ordering Ed Sheeran's in, and somebody says, "Oh yeah, but he's not playing those now. He's playing the Loudon, isn't he?" And I think he appeared on Live Lounge or something with a Loudon.
Yeah, that's right.
And actually, live viewers playing them. And so, I think we've sold all of our LX1Es, have we?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So, it didn't really worry us as much as I imagine if we just stocked up on them. But you do think, that's quite a drastic move because he's been using Martin since the get-go. Yeah. So we made some inquiries with Loudon just to see what the score was, because we've started getting some inquiries already. And I'm going to deviate a little bit. So Loudon have brought out this series of Ed Sheeran guitars, 8 pieces, I believe, which I think there's going to be different woods. It all can be the same kind of shape. So it's a bit bigger than the LX1E.
Yeah, that's right. It did, yeah.
So maybe he's going for something that sounds better. Because the LX1E, as convenient as it is and as fun as they are to play, they're not the greatest sounding acoustic. If you're going to go for a really rich, beautiful kind of...
Well, anything with that body shape, you're limited to...
You're not going to get it. No. But, the reasons why he's had that in the past is because he wanted something small and manageable and comfortable to play with as little feedback as possible, because he's obviously using loopers and all that. And
exactly. Yeah.
On stages in, the Millennium Stadium and Wembley and all the rest of it. So we're kind of, I'm in an iron with regards to whether we take on the new Ed Sheeran range. Apparently there's a lot of demand for it, but they're going to say that, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? They've always been steady sellers, haven't they?
They have.
X1Es.
Is there a stocking requirement?
Yeah, one of each. 8.
Oh, so you've got to order.
And then a further, and as long as you buy another 4 or something in the first 6 months or something.
And they're all Ed Sheeran ones?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Sheeran by Loudon or something. So it's almost like a sub-brand.
Oh, right.
Loudon are a real good quality. Martin are. But, Martin at that price, at the £600 price or whatever, it's a cheap product for them, I guess, isn't it? Loudon do absolutely amazing guitars and high budget, but I think that I don't think they'd bring anything out that they didn't want to impress with.
Yeah.
The LX1E, the Ed Sheeran Martin was an LX1E just with
the logo.
Yeah.
So, in some sad news, Mark Hollis of Talk Talk has passed away this week.
The band or the broadband provider? Bad joke. Distasteful. Too soon.
Too soon.
Hashtag too soon.
Ah!
Hey, next time we're gonna start finishing each other's
sandwiches.
Yeah, they did quite a few hits in the 80s. Really good songs, actually.
Right.
It's My Life, which was covered by Gwen Stefani.
You know that's not right.
Stefani.
Yeah.
We listen to Radio 2 non-stop in the shop, and they always play Talk Talk, especially on Steve Wright. So.
Thoughts and praise. That's all we can...
Yeah.
That's all we can say. I think that's it for sort of the news.
Yeah, and we are going to kind of burden you with our burdens, but first, let's get the important bit out of the way. Biscuit
News! Tom brought us in some cookies.
Is that some kind of sick joke? Sugar-free chocolate chip cookies.
They are sugar-free. Tom, explain why you bought the sugar-free cookies.
Do they taste sugar-free? Because sugar is a big... It's an ingredient, an essential ingredient of...
Well, Tom can explain.
Well, you two are looking a little bit fat.
Us too! Us too!
Right, Tom doesn't get a microphone next week.
I think what he was trying to do was maintain the biscuit ritual, but maybe give us a bit of a break in terms of our sugar intake. But we
live hard or die.
Live hard and die. Let's try them.
Yeah.
Let's try them.
No. In a biscuit news first.
Andrew refuses
Yeah.
to try the biscuits on offer. I'll try one. Let me try one. So do you want to say what's been very kindly gifted to us today for Biscuit News?
So Sophie comes into the shop and she brightens our day. Brightens my day anyway. And even when she hasn't got treats, which she did bring today, she brought in, there's some kind of farmer's market going on in the University of Glamorgan up there. And she brought mini eggs, seasonal,
Of course, Easter.
which you open the pack and it just fills the room with
You can,
Easter.
Yeah, you instantly smell them.
Yeah.
You know what they are.
And homemade fudge.
Amazing. No, she said there was quite a few flavours.
There's quite a few different flavours. And I did mean to
my
bring
God.
a knife.
Just so the listeners can get an idea, as soon as Andrew grabbed the bag, Tom just started to lurk over.
Yeah, and Tom can back off because we're gonna halve these.
off, Tom.
Make yourself useful. Get a knife. Do you know I really hate Tom?
I think we all do.
Yeah,
I mean, even I don't
he's
like.
so judgmental.
I don't like the name Tom.
No, it's Mott backwards.
Yeah. Just for the record, those sugar-free cookies are disgusting.
There you are. See, doesn't respect
And they-
you.
they
Doesn't
cling.
respect your
They cling.
cookie needs.
No. The only thing that's like vaguely sweet in there is the chocolate in them. That's not good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see sugar-free cookies, don't waste your time.
Stay back away unless you're diabetic.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, mate?
Tommy.
Thank you.
Our favourite guy. Tomo.
Woo. Right. So
Peanut
Really
butter,
nice.
peanut butter, vanilla, salted caramel, mint chocolate, Welsh cake, and then there's some other options: lemon chocolate and white chocolate. So she said that there may be some of them in there because she asked for sort of a mixed bag,
Yeah.
but there's definitely the first bunch.
it really is a mixed bag.
Yeah,
That one's really nice. Oh, look, Tom's eating a fun-free cookie. How is it, Tom?
They're a mistake.
Yeah.
the only thing sweet in them is the chocolate, isn't it? The biscuit is just devoid of anything.
Well, the next rep that comes around that doesn't bring us biscuits.
The good thing with them, although they are bad, is that we do get people that are diabetic. So Elwyn is diabetic. Nick Johnson was diabetic. He could have had some of them.
Nick Johnson could have died in our premise.
Could have died in our arms.
Yeah, because we had a work experience girl on. Do you remember?
I do.
And her only job was to look after the talent. And I said, have you offered him a cup of tea or coffee? And she goes, no. And she went up and
Took the
asked
order.
him took the order, went away and did it. And Nick Johnson just came up to us and said, is there sugar in this? And I said, is there sugar in that? She goes, yeah, about 3. Who has 3 sugars? And he said, he looked, he smiled as he said it, but with eyes that wanted to kill you.
Yeah.
Said, I'm diabetic. Like that. And we went, oh, right, okay, sorry, like that. And it's fine, through gritted teeth. And yeah, if looks could have killed.
Yeah, and I don't think he had another coffee.
No.
Dangerous. But we have
Made
the
short
option.
work of the olives I bought him.
Oh, they went through all the.
Yeah, and cheese.
It was good spread.
It was. I
Put on a really
I
good spread
put on
for it.
effort with that.
Yeah, it was really good.
So, let's get to the nitty gritty of this episode. As I touched on earlier, I don't want us to come across like we're self pitying, always complaining, moaning kind of people. I think that on the whole, we try to look on the positives of any situation and try and make the best of it.
We do.
We're 8 weeks into 2019, and it just feels like we're just getting kicked in the guts just time after time. I had a text off Tristan around about, I think it was 11:30 on Wednesday night, saying it looks like the A Strings Facebook page is done, and I said it's probably spam, pay no attention kind of thing. And I woke up early the next morning, go to the gym at 5:30, and checked my email, and I had a very curt and text only kind of email from them. So when I say that, no blue Facebook logo,
No header,
no
nothing.
header. It looked like one of those. I'm an Arabian prince, and I want to leave my $32 billion to you.
Yeah.
But I need a bank account to put it in, kind of thing. It looked like one of those kind of things, and
Yeah.
I read it, and I can read it out to you. Actually, I got it in front of me. The text says a message from Facebook. Hello, your page A Strings has been removed for violating our terms of use. A Facebook page is a distinct presence used solely for business or promotional purposes. Among other things, pages that are hateful, threatening, or obscene are not allowed. We also take down pages that attack an individual, a group, or that are set up by an unauthorized individual. If your page was removed for any reason, for any of the above reasons, it will not be reinstated. Continued misuse of Facebook's features could result in the permanent loss of your account. The Facebook team. As direct as you're going to get, really. Check the Facebook address, and it's coming from a kosher Facebook address.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say reply to this email.
No.
To engage in a conversation with regards to what you've done wrong.
Nope.
It doesn't give you any kind of link to kind of follow to log or to initiate like a resolution process. None of these things. It's just this direct email to say we're swiping the rug from under your feet, and we've got absolutely no way of getting in touch with them.
Yeah.
So naturally, you log on to Facebook, because we run a page. We got an app called Pages.
Yeah.
By Facebook. Go on there, and the actual Facebook profile has disappeared.
It's gone. Yeah, it's completely gone.
But even, in other areas of that app, you look for any kind of support, anything that you can get in touch with Facebook directly, an email address, a telephone number, a chat room, anything, nothing. So then you go onto the personal account and you try looking for things there, and you've got a multitude of options if you've got anything to report on a personal account.
Yeah.
But as soon as you say that you're trying to get in touch with them in regards to a page, they say, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And you say yes or no. And then you get to the end of the journey and they say, was this helpful? Was this page helpful? No, absolutely not. But then they say, thank you. Your feedback is invaluable to us, and we'll use it to improve Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all admins on the page, and we all received the email. But what we did when we came in to work the next day, which was the Thursday, was we all logged our support tickets and we all opened up these things. And you literally just get a thanks, your feedback's been...
Yeah, there's nothing to say that anything has been accepted, nothing
No.
or anything like that.
No.
So on Thursday evening, I don't tend to post on Facebook that much because I just don't get the urge to share much of what I do. I don't assume anybody's that interested in what my personal life
I'm the same.
is like. I really don't use it that much. I use it for my interests. So, I'm subscribed to pages like A Strings for things I'm interested in, and that's what I kind of follow. So I put up a post on Facebook to basically appeal to my friends. Like, I got about 500 friends on Facebook. I haven't got 500 friends. A lot of these friends of friends that have picked up that maybe, they're friends because of the shop, and I'm absolutely happy to keep in touch with people in that way. Old school friends that you never used to talk to in school, but they're still... And I've used it in the past, I guess, as just a, maybe I've shared a couple of work posts from the A Strings feeds.
Exactly, yeah.
But I put up a post on Thursday evening just to a plea for help, really, because it completely blindsided us. We care so much about the social media platforms because it is our megaphone for dealing with yourselves. Not everyone can. We got customers far and wide, luckily, and not all of them, even the local ones, get the opportunity to come into the shop.
Yeah.
And we use Facebook as basically a way of promoting the shop, telling people what has come in, what's new, what's amused us, promoting the podcasts, promoting evenings that are coming up, all these different things that is exactly what you're meant to be using the business kind of page for.
Exactly.
And because we wouldn't dream of doing anything to jeopardize that, it's not even PG, it's universal as far as I'm concerned. We don't, I think we're quite keen to make sure that there's no, nothing kind of
There's no
raunchy, kind of
obscenities. There's-
no obscenities,
no.
nothing that would offend. And so, Thursday we were kind of racking our brain with regards to, what have we done wrong? Could have been this, could have been that. And, all the time trying to get in touch with Facebook and just getting nowhere fast. I'm rambling a bit, but I put this post up on Facebook and I'm absolutely gobsmacked with the response. I think it was, as of today, something like 108 shares on a post, which is, I kind of wish we had that kind of response from our normal kind of Facebook posts, because it's we've got to pay a hell of a lot to get that kind of promotion. But a lot of people out there, and it does kind of warm the heart. A lot of people out there were absolutely gobsmacked, disgusted, and supportive of us. They're feeling a little bit of an affinity with us and feeling a bit of a feeling that we've been done wrong.
Yeah, I mean, when you think that everything that we put on the page, like you said, everything is universal, and we aim it to be that if anyone of any age or any age, any background, anything can go on there, and we're a guitar shop.
Yeah,
that's all we do, and to be given no indication from Facebook as to what it is that we've done.
This is one of the frustrations. We've invested almost a decade into this page. I started up back down when it was down the bay in around about 2010, and started taking it really seriously from about 2013 when we opened the shop.
Yeah,
here in Treforest, and since then started paying for sponsored listings and promoting the page monetarily. So we've paid, I think we can do the sums somehow, but there's £7 a day that I've paid, quite a modest kind of amount, not much, but you times that by 365
times 10.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, and then on top of that, individual posts that we've tried to promote. So if we've had an event,
They get bumped.
or if we've had new stock in the new dealership that we want to promote, we have said, right, we'll spend 30 quid or 40 quid in the course of 4 days to be prominent on people's news feeds to say that we've had this in. So we've been, on Facebook terms, very small customers, but still, in relation to how much of our advertising budget has gone their way, they have had 100% of it over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Everything we've had has gone on Facebook. So I kind of feel that we deserve a bit of an explanation as to why this has happened. But on top of that, what really kind of concerns me is that my gut feeling, and going off the correspondence that we have, kind of the messages we've had via other people, which I'll go into in a minute, I think we've been reported by someone. So if we've done anything that might have offended someone or been seen in bad taste or anything like that, I'm absolutely horrified by that, and I want to apologise to them on behalf of the shop, on behalf of myself, with regards to whatever happened. I don't want to alienate anyone. I don't want to offend anyone. And if we've done that, you can't just get told off and not be told what you've done wrong. So if there's a post where somebody doesn't like what we've said, I think that the most logical and the fairest kind of thing to do is let us know that that post was in violation of their terms and take down that post. We're not repeat offenders. We haven't had any warnings, any kind of, it's not in their interest to get rid of all of their advertisers, because, that's where, their income stream comes from. So there's that, so we've been just, a lot of response from this personal post that I put up was, pointing me towards the same kind of few websites which show your page has been taken down. Have you tried these steps? And, all these steps were tried by 10 o'clock on the Thursday morning, and then again at 3 o'clock on the Thursday afternoon, then again the Friday morning. We've done that to its limit. We've sent Facebook probably around about a dozen emails and support tickets asking them to get back to us, and we haven't had one response from them as of yet. A couple of people I know quite well, they have got friends who work in Facebook. One worked in Facebook in Ireland, and the other one is quite high up on Facebook, apparently. The one that's high up, we haven't heard anything back from yet. But my friend Trina, who's got a friend who works for Facebook in Dublin, which is the centre of the European kind of operations, got back to me earlier on she messaged her back this morning and said, I received a response to my task. They provided below as a response to the page owner. I'm not sure if this will help him shed any more light on it. I'm sorry I can't really provide any more clarity on it. My team doesn't work in that area at all, so I don't know their policies very well. So Facebook, I think, are probably as difficult to talk to internally as they are from the outside. Your page has been unpublished for causing people to like or engage with it unintentionally in a misleading way. Our page terms state that pages must not contain false, misleading, fraudulent, or deceptive claims or content. All pages must comply with the Facebook page guideline. For more information, please read the page's terms. Now,
What?
false,
What
misleading,
can we-
fraudulent, deceptive claims or content. What?
But causing people to like or engage with it unintentionally. I don't understand how we would do that. Everyone that's on our page has liked the page.
Exactly. And, if they're trying to engage with it unintentionally, it's because Facebook are putting it onto the pages of people who don't want to see it. Do you know what I mean? In as much as, we've selected the demographic we want to be exposed to. And so, if we're appearing on people's pages and they don't like it, that's Facebook's problem, not ours.
Well, there should be a process where a human being looks at it and says, was this advert misleading or spam in any way?
Exactly.
To which it would be, no, it wouldn't.
So basically, she said she's asked her if there's a way to appeal or a contact to speak to her about it. And I received another message then earlier on today. It's not good news, Andrew. They've said the decision is final. I'm really sorry. Tracy's trying to find out what the post was. So I've got somebody trying to find out what it was that caused the offence, kind of thing. These messages kind of imply that we've been reported as being inappropriate or whatever. Is that by mistake? Is it intentional? Don't know. I don't really care. I just want our page back, because our page it's kind of a diary. It marks every milestone of the business, and you get the notifications soon on your phone. We get, I think last week, somebody new liked the page and liked a lot of photographs from 2015. They're asking if we had a guitar that was in stock next door.
Yeah, before we'd even extended.
In June 2015 kind of thing, a year before we extend. So we're fully aware of the value and the power of Facebook, and it's done nothing but good for us up until now. So the last thing we want to do is make an enemy of one of the top 5 biggest businesses in the world. We're completely irrelevant to them. But we don't understand why we've been singled out like this. And if there are true reasons why, this should have happened, the very least we deserve is an explanation.
While we're saying about the people that have come forward and helped, a massive thank you to everyone that has come in and helped. As another point, just very quickly, in terms of just how redundant their customer service is, one of our really, really good customers and friends, Alan, rang us last week and said, look, this is their postal address. This is their London phone number. I found it. I've done some digging, found it. So I rung them.
I did as well.
Oh, so you know the same thing then?
Yeah.
Welcome to Facebook customer services.
You get about 6 options.
Yeah.
Ranging from customer services through to accounts payable, through to advertising, through to press office, all these different things. Every single option that you, from 1 to 6, every single option will tell you to go online.
Yeah. So I only pressed customer services and they said, as an internet company, we have no phone support. So please go on to facebook.com and go to support. Great.
Yeah.
What's the point in having a number?
If you're a business owner, they don't have any online support either, so you're absolutely screwed. One of the things that kind of make their ears prick up is GDPR. So if you remember, May last year, we all had the deadline to adhere to the new privacy laws that were brought in by the EU, which basically means that as a consumer, you have the right at any point in time to be able to request all of the data that a specific company holds on you. So I've got as a friend of a friend, again, like I say, there's a lot of compassion coming from people who, we don't even know, which is lovely. But a friend of a friend had a similar scenario. So again, a lot of compassion and support from people we don't even know.
Yeah.
And they said that much the same as what I've just said now, is that the decision is final. Forget it. and he asked for his, as per GDPR laws, requested all of the data that they hold of this guy and his business to be transferred over to him or provided to him, and magically within a few days the page reappeared. So I've sent them a few emails this morning to the same effect, saying as per EU law, I demand all of the data that you hold on me to be sent to me, so that I can go back and look at what's wrong, and what has been what's been done. Another suggestion some people made was to get in touch with. If you're not listening in Wales, we've got our own kind of BBC regional channel, BBC Wales, and they've got a consumer program. It's kind of like a watchdog thing.
Yeah, consumer rights, isn't it?
Yeah, called X-Ray. And somebody who used to work on the show, friends with them on Facebook, and she recommended I got in touch with them. I did this afternoon, and they're coming round on Friday to look into it all.
So for people listening, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. So they're going to come to the shop, and we're going to have a bit of a chat about it. I've given them all the details on it, and I think they're getting in touch with Facebook in the meantime. So
do they get to work straight away then? And now it'll be interesting to see whether they get any joy or whether they hit the same walls that we hit.
Yeah.
Or maybe they know the channels to go through already because they've had to do it before.
Maybe so. I'm so confident that we haven't done anything wrong that I'm getting these guys involved, because, for us to get a consumer show involved and then for us to have egg on our face to say that we endorsed something that was hateful or whatever.
But we haven't.
We've done absolutely nothing wrong.
No.
People have asked, do you think we might have been hacked? I don't know.
Well, to have been hacked, one of the four of us would have had to have been hacked, and it would have had to have gone then from there.
Sure, but, and it could have happened within half hour. A phone could have got hacked, an account could have got hacked. We could have, something very negative could have got posted on the feed, and that might be what shut us down. But tell us what it was.
But, and as well, you would hope that in the meantime, if one of our regular customers or friends who are on the page would have seen it, you'd screenshot, wouldn't you? You'd be like, what the hell is this?
Exactly. And
one of us would have sent a message.
If somebody had time to report it as inappropriate, somebody would have told us about it.
Yeah.
This happened, around about 11 o'clock at night, half 11 at night. The page got shut down. So, people were awake. Out of 16,000... almost 16,000 likes, we would have had somebody who would have noticed it.
Yeah.
So, really sorry. Not much in the way of guitar news, just shop news. And, we're just exasperated, aren't we?
It's crazy. And we're all sort of just stunned, I guess is the best word for it. And
we really appreciate all of the love and support you've been sending our way.
Well, that to me, that's the biggest thing, is we've had so much support from it, and also
it does pick you up, because there's people we haven't heard from for a little while, and you think, oh, maybe we've lost touch with them, and you can quite easily get down with these things, but in actual fact, it's brought us, in contact with so many people that we just haven't. Don't realize how many people and how many people kind of care about the business. It's really encouraging. There'll be a conclusion one way or another. So unfortunately, it won't be the last you've heard of this, but we'll try to make sure it doesn't dominate next week's podcast quite as much as this week's.
So it seems like the right time to bring some levity to the show. So let's see what our man in the field has to say for his Elwyn Smiles.
Elwyn Smiles.
Elwyn Smiles.
Elwyn Smiles. There can only really be one make me smile moment this week, which was Saturday evening in Cardiff, Wales 21, England 13. Now, my darling wife of 30 years is actually a Lancashire lass from Wigan, albeit that Wigan is rugby league country. She's lived in Wales since 1982. She's now a naturalised Welsh citizen, has the passport. She can even say Llanfair Pwll Gwyngyll Go Gerrill Chwyn Drwbwth Llandysilio Go Go Goch. But when it comes to international rugby, she still finds it very difficult to support her adopted nation, and when Wales play England, reverts to type. Anyway, it's a ritual of ours to make each other breakfast on a Sunday. And this week it was my turn. So what did I do? Well, tried to be creative. Got some alphabetti spaghetti, got some beans, made her 2 pieces of toast. On one, I spelt out Wales in alphabetti and 21 in beans, and on the other, England in alphabetti and 13 in beans. Needless to say, it didn't go down particularly well, and the consequences for me now is definitely no crumpets or muffins on a Sunday for the foreseeable future.
There was a point listening to that when I thought, Elwyn's going blue, Elwyn's going blue.
This is why we got taken off. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
What a way to wind someone up.
It was a good game as well.
Was it?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, England completely dominated for the first half, and it looked like we were on the back foot for probably 2/3 of the game, and then all of a sudden it was just joyous to watch the last 20 minutes from when Dan Biggar came on. It was brilliant. But we've got a lot of English people out there listening to this, so let's not talk about it too much.
We're impartial. Please don't report us.
Elwyn Smiles.
So this week, Tom's doing the top 5, as we alluded to a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So, Tom, what is your top 5 for this week?
So my top 5 is music films.
Oscars, topical.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's why we
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
So what are these? Are these music
Your
not
top
musicals.
5?
rockumentaries, or are they
A bit of everything.
Okay.
okay?
And your favourites, is it?
Yeah, it's just my favourites.
Okay.
So
That'd be interesting, because I don't think... Yeah, okay.
Have you ranked them too?
I have ranked them.
Amazing.
So number 5, Walk the Line,
That's
The
one of
Johnny
my
Cash
favourites.
one. I haven't seen it.
Brilliant.
a biopic of Johnny Cash, starring Joaquin Phoenix
Joaquin.
and Reese Witherspoon.
When did that come out?
2005.
Did it win Oscars?
Reese Witherspoon won Best Actress.
The 2005. He died. What? 2003. It wasn't.
Wasn't it a thing that he managed to see a sort of rough cut of it?
Right. So it was in development when he was.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to watch it because I enjoyed
I
it.
really like it.
And you can see that on Sky Cinema.
Or purchase it from any good.
Any good blockbuster
Yeah.
near you. And he would have been 87 today. which is
Really?
the Tuesday.
87?
Yeah, it's the Tuesday. So,
So-
2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh man, that last song he did, I loved. Is it the one with the 9 Inch Nails?
Oh,
or
the
something?
Hurt was brilliant,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, amazing song. Amazing cover, yeah.
And video. Sorry, man.
Number 4, The Blues Brothers.
I know that you love the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I love the Blues Brothers from a young age. So,
Yeah.
and it's a comedy film, a comedy action film, but it's got great music.
It has.
And they're a great band.
What's your favourite scene? Can I tell you mine?
Go on.
When they're in the Aretha Franklin Think bit, where they're
Yeah.
in the thing, and it's just sass in it, you know.
That is the word.
But you got all of the it's what brings the entire show together, the film together. That one, yeah, such a amazing song, but it's what the film's all about. It's these guys who care more about their music than anything else.
So yeah, you got Cab Calloway in there, James Brown, Ray Charles,
Cab Calloway,
Aretha,
Yeah.
and John Lee Hooker as well.
yeah, proper snapshot of the end of the kind of Motown kind of glory days as well.
Well,
wasn't
it was during the kind of disco time as well.
Yeah.
So there
Yeah,
was
I
kind
guess-
of a backlash to that.
Yeah, they would have seemed a little bit kind of, I don't know if washed up is the right word, but the legends. I don't know if you mentioned him, Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, yeah.
Yeah. So all these guys that are massive, guys and girls, massive in the '60s that had kind of been a bit forgotten about during the '70s, and then was it 1980 it came out?
1980, yeah.
1980, yeah.
Also available on Sky Cinema. Number 3, Anvil, The Story of Anvil,
Oh,
which is a documentary. They're a Canadian heavy metal band. They're kind of big in the early, well, not big in the early 80s, but they were recognised as a
yeah.
band.
They're on the scene, weren't they? And
They
you
were,
know,
yeah, they were kind of
Sleeping Giants,
marked for being one of, you know, they would have been,
Innovators.
you know, one of the big, one of
Megadeth,
the big five, yeah.
and
Yeah, so you got Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, Metallica.
Yeah.
They were there.
yeah,
but
Slash
just never
is in
really,
the in it, isn't he? You know, he's just saying how
so
amazing.
Slash in the documentary and Lemmy, and they sort of
Yeah,
big up the influence.
Yeah.
But they never made any money.
and you know they're such amazingly lovable characters.
So this is kind of 30 years later, them going on to European tour.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to watch that again. All of these things.
Brilliant.
I want to watch Blues Brothers again
And,
after the thing about. And
It's
I want to see.
available on Netflix.
yeah, Anvil's on Netflix. Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
I borrowed it on my mate Dan had it on DVD, and he said you got to watch this. It is the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but
It's tragic.
you
isn't it?
feel guilty about laughing at it in places because
Yeah, it's
you know
tragic,
it's yeah. But yeah,
But yeah, it's kind of described as the kind of real Spinal Tap.
yeah.
There's moments in it like that.
Yeah.
And which brings me on to number 2. This is Spinal Tap.
Of course.
Yeah. It was about 3-4 years ago. I took it down to my parents on Christmas Day because I wanted to show Dad, you know, say, oh, this is brilliant. And he sat down and watched it, and you know, you're laughing at bits, and you looked over at him, and he just didn't find it funny whatsoever. You know, he said, this is just silly. I said, no, but you know, this is funny because this kind of thing does happen. You know, I kept looking over at Dad, and he just wasn't laughing, and because he just didn't find it funny, you started watching it for, you know, a bit more seriously, and he sucked all the fun out of it. And so I need to probably leave it a year and then watch it again with somebody who appreciates it and laugh in
And
the
do a
same
rewatch.
places that I would. Yeah.
You can watch that on Sky Cinema.
Can you?
Thanks, Tom.
I look for all
Do you
the-
work for Sky Cinema?
no.
You can try and sell us a subscription after this. Have you got a discount
I
code
look for all the-
Tom25 or
all the
something?
streaming services, and these are the ones they're on. So
Okay.
You can watch Anvil on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. So number 1,
Number 1, Searching for Sugar Man.
I've
Now-
never heard of that.
Yeah, so this is one that I've heard of, and I haven't seen, but I know that it's supposed to be
Who's it about?
unbelievable.
What's it about?
Tom will tell you.
Oh, yeah.
So it's about 2 South African chaps, and they set out to find a folk singer from the 70s from Detroit called Rodriguez.
I can make that gap smaller.
Names with 3 syllables are tricky for the best of us, you know.
Christopher.
So he was quite big in South Africa, and well, very big, but he kind of disappeared, and no one knew where he went. So these 2 chaps kind of go on a search for him.
It's a true story.
It's a true story, and I'm not going to give too much away because it's much better if you don't know
Yeah.
what happens.
Okay.
Because it's
Is it quite a recent film or?
2012.
Oh, wow.
You can find out on Amazon Prime.
Boo. So, that sounds like another good one to watch. That's. I want to watch all of those again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch Spinal Tap again.
That was the most thoughtfully put together top 5 we've had so far.
It does show the
Maybe you
difference
should-
in
do you know what?
caliber between me and you, and Tom.
Yeah. Maybe Tom should put together the top 5 every week.
No.
Thank you, Tom.
Social media comment of the week.
So, Tom, seeing as you are blessed with microphonic endowment today, do you want to read the social media comment of the week and say where it's from and just give everyone a kind of idea?
So this comment was posted on the Squire Contemporary video by Doug H in VA, and his comment is, "Get a guy not all tatted up to his fingers. Plenty of good players will do the video."
I mean, yeah.
So, not just disgusted at the look of you, but there's plenty of good players out there. Why have you chosen this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's critiquing my playing so much.
I'm taking it as a critique.
Okay. Well, I've got to pick some sort of glimmer out in the dark, haven't I?
What does your mother say about all your tattoos? Is she happy with them?
I think they gave up hope a long time ago. When I'm covered to the level I am.
Yeah.
Because for people that don't know, it's not just, the people just see my hands and arms, but sort of neck down generally is pretty much
Well,
covered.
it's strange because, to look at you like today, for example, from the head up, you could be a contender for an adult Milky Bar kid.
Social media comment of the week.
Let's wrap it up. So,
Sorry for what might sound like a bit of a dour podcast this week.
it does give people an idea of
Yeah.
where we are, and all, that's all the information that we've got, which just shows how little we've been given.
We'll drink lots of coffee and... Do you remember Nerds? Those little sweets?
Yeah.
You used to get hyperactive off?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that next week and there'll be an altogether different kind of energy. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again next week. I've been Adam. And who have you
Be
been?
what you want to be, darling.
I've been Adam.
I've been Tom.
I've been Andrew.
And thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.